Today I'm going to read portions of my book, The 12 Days of Christmas in Georgia, as a little celebration of the holiday season in Georgia. The 12 Days of Christmas in Georgia by Susan Rawson Spain, who is me, and Elizabeth Dulemba is my illustrator. The first day they go to the beginning of the Appalachian Trail, and they find the state bird, which is a brown thrasher, and a live oak tree, which is our state tree. And so on the first day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me a thrasher in a live oak tree. So we talk about here, Jacob writes a letter home to his parents and tells them all about what the Appalachian Trail looks like and history of it and so forth. And they meet George the thrasher, George because of Georgia, of course. George will be throughout the whole book. He travels with them. So the first day of Christmas, we have the thrasher in the live oak tree. The second day of Christmas, they go to Dahlonega, where there was the beginning of the gold rush, even before the California one. And there is still gold in Dahlonega. So they visit the gold museum and they find out how much they would be worth if they were made of gold, close to $1 million. Yes. And then they actually pan for gold. And you can do this if you go to Dahlonega. So on the second day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 2 pans of gold and a thrasher in a live oak tree. On the third day of Christmas, they go to Stone Mountain. And they learn all about the carving, how it was done, how long it took, how high it is, and the fact that you can park a school bus on the back side of the horse here. So on the third day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 3 horsemen, 2 pans of gold, and a thrasher in a live oak tree. And this is Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, and Stonewall Jackson that are carved on the mountain. On the fourth day of Christmas, they go to Martin Luther King Jr.'s boyhood home and learn about how he led the civil rights movement, and they see an exhibit called Children of Courage, where they find out that no matter whether you're a child or an adult, you can still make a difference in the world. So we have 4 doves. Doves stand for peace. So on the fourth day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 4 cooing doves, 3 horsemen, 2 pans of gold, and a thrasher in a live oak tree. On the fifth day of Christmas, they go to Atlanta. And there they are at the Centennial Olympic Park. They go skating there because there's a beautiful rink all lit up and everything every year. And they learn about the Olympics and how money was raised for the Olympics through the bricks. And you can walk on the bricks and find whoever, if you know anybody that did donations and so forth. And on the fifth day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 5 Olympic rings. And you can see they're skating the rings. And George wipes out here he's not a very good skater. So 5 Olympic rings, 4 cooing doves, 3 horsemen, 2 pans of gold, and a thrasher in a live oak tree. On the 6th day of Christmas, they go to the Center for Puppetry Arts, also in Atlanta. There's a lot to do in Atlanta. And they see all kinds of cool puppets and Muppets. So some of Jim Henson's Muppets are there. There's a whole wing for Jim Henson's Muppets, including the Swedish Chef. He's there, the original. And then they go to the puppet workshop and make one of their own. So on the 6th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 6 puppets playing, and the 5 Olympic rings and 4 cooing doves and 3 horsemen and 2 pans of gold and the thrasher in the live oak tree. I'm going to stop reading the whole rest of them. Okay, on the 7th day of Christmas, they go to Tybee Island. Off the coast of Georgia, in the ocean off the coast of Georgia and in northern Florida too, that's where the right whale bears its calves every winter. So even though you can't see that happening out here in the water, there are dolphins and so forth to see when you go to Tybee Island, and it is very interesting to learn about the right whale, and that is our state marine mammal, by the way. So on the 7th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 7 dolphins swimming, and the rest. On the 8th day, they go to Okefenokee Swamp. And there are all sorts of wildlife there, of course, and they learn about what the swamp is made of, and if you the peat that if you stomp on one place the bushes a few feet over are going to wiggle, and it's very cool to learn about all of that, and Jacob writes home to his parents about that. But most of all, they enjoy the frogs because they are the loudest thing in the swamp. So we have, on the 8th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 8 frogs a-croaking, and the rest. I'm shortcutting. On the 9th day of Christmas, this is my favorite one in the whole book because it is about Habitat for Humanity. They go down to Americus, Georgia, and they go to the Global Village and Discovery Center and learn how Habitat helps families build their houses all over the world. And they see all different kinds of houses that Habitat builds. One of my favorites is the ones in India that are built with bars on the windows to keep the monkeys out. And Jacob said he wants to let the monkeys in, so it's kind of cute. But here they are operating the brick machine, where you put mud and straw and whatnot in there and press it down real hard, and when you release it, you have bricks. So on the 9th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 9 bricks for stacking, and the rest. On the 10th day of Christmas, they go to Callaway Gardens. And in the winter, the gardens are not so much what there is to see, but the butterfly house is wonderful. And it's there year-round, heated, and the butterflies are flying around. And if you wear red, they land on you. They like red very much. And you also can learn about the life cycle of the butterfly and get to see some hatching sometimes if you're lucky. I was able to see one. It took about a half an hour for it to come out of its little chrysalis and unfold its wings, but it was really cool. So on the 10th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 10 butterflies flitting, and all the rest. On the 11th day of Christmas, they go to the Georgia Music Hall of Fame and learn about musicians that come from Georgia, and groups like REM and the B-52s and people like James Brown and Alan Jackson. And they are now playing instruments that because you can sort of experiment with all the instruments they have there. And so there are 11 rockers rocking, and the rest. And this one was really surprising, but in Georgia, we have in Dawsonville, there is a kangaroo conservation center where you can see over 300 kangaroos. It's the largest mob of kangaroos, that's what they're called, a mob, outside of Australia. So you have to call ahead for a tour because they're not open all the time for everybody to just drop in. But it's so interesting to see. And you can come right up, the kangaroos come up to the fence, and there are wallabies and all other sorts of cool animals. But that climate is very much like Australia's in Dawsonville. So we have 12, on the 12th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me, and here's the whole list, 12 kangas bouncing, 11 rockers rocking, 10 butterflies flitting, 9 bricks for stacking, 8 frogs a-croaking, 7 dolphins swimming, 6 puppets playing, 5 Olympic rings, 4 cooing doves, 3 horsemen, 2 pans of gold, and a thrasher in a live oak tree. And then we can see them parading. Everybody's in there. I counted. Elizabeth managed to put all of the animals and whatnot in there so that everyone is represented. It's really quite a feat to get them all on one page. And then we have other cool facts and stuff about Georgia. Famous people that came from here. Julia Roberts is from here, and authors and sports people and so forth. So all of this happens in Georgia. And if you come to Georgia, or you have someone visit Georgia from someplace else, you can show them all the cool things that are in Georgia. Thank you, and Merry Peachy Christmas.